Yo, what's up, Broncos country? How you guys doing tonight? So, I wanted to make this video. As most of you know, the Broncos lost to the Chiefs yesterday. Me and Muhammad made a video last night, giving our gut reactions to that. But now that it's been over 24 hours and I've had some time to kind of cool down, I mean, I wasn't really mad, but just to kind of get more level-headed, look over everything, go back through, look at the highlights, look at the game film, and everything. I wanted to get into some of the stuff I think is the silver lining to this game. Even though we lost, I want to go through all the stuff that I think, shows that this team can be competitive this year. So let's get into it. So in the game, like the first half, of course, mostly the second quarter, the Broncos were just dominating the Chiefs. Like there is no question about that. The Broncos were dominating the Chiefs in that first half easily. Um The defense, I said this before the game, like I did have the Broncos losing this game, like I said before, 24-20. But I said the Broncos are probably going to come out and they're going to play pissed off. After getting completely just rocked by the Ravens the week prior, I was like, the Broncos are going to come out and they're going to play more physical. They're going to play tougher. They're going to, they're actually going to be pissed and go out there and put on a show. And that's exactly what they did. The defense did their thing. I'm not going to get into, what we talked about last night, about what I think is going on with the NFL and Chief games, but the defense played their ass off. And there is no denying that. And that's not to take away from the offense. The offense and Bo Nix is the guy. Like right here, man. This is our quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years. Yes, he's 24. And with the way quarterbacks are playing in today's NFL, with all the rules they have protecting quarterbacks, like quarterbacks last until they're 40, if not a little bit longer. But with that said, we got our quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years easily. Bo Nix is the guy. But the offense had a great day. Bo Nix, he went off. And especially in the first half, he had 215 yards passing. I think he had like a 101 passer rating or something. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He played phenomenal. In the second half, they kind of died down a little bit, but I think that's because, they kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit. But, the Broncos as a whole shown yesterday, to me at least, I've heard a lot of people in Broncos country talk the same way. They've proven that they belong yesterday. And there's a guy I know in one of the Bronco groups. We're on an AFC West trash talking page. He asked the serious question. Mostly those pages are for, just trash talking, like, Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, and Charger fans. But this Broncos fan asked fellow Chief fans, like, hey, all trash talking aside, what do you guys honestly believe about Bo Nix? What do you think about him? And every Chiefs fan, like, and I hate the Chiefs. I despise them. I could say Patrick Mahomes is good, which I really don't think he is. He's good, but he's not like an all-time great. Like he makes a lot of bad mistakes. But anyway, that's neither here or there. A lot of Chief fans came out and said, yeah, Bo Nix is the future of the Broncos, that he has a bright future. And now this makes the division a lot more competitive, Some Chief fans are like, yeah, we're really looking forward to the rivalry. I can't even talk. Sorry, guys. Between Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes, which is awesome to hear. We finally got some respect on our name. Like the Broncos proved yesterday, and Bo Nix proved yesterday, they belong in this league. Bo Nix is a quarterback, a starting caliber quarterback in this league. Now, is he a Hall of Famer? Is he going to win a Super Bowl? Well, that's to be determined. Like we're only 10 games into his rookie season. Like he has to play and get better. And this team has got to put talent around him. And that's the thing, too. Bo Nix was carving up the Chiefs defense. Is supposed to be one of the best defenses in the league. He carved them up yesterday. Like methodically. Maybe he didn't have like 400 yards passing, but when the defense gave him plays, he took them. Like they were moving the ball relatively easily, especially in the first half and on that last drive against this KC defense. So I'm excited about that. Bo Nix has a bright future. All this stuff is the silver lining. Like the Broncos, once they put talent on this offense, once they get Bo Nix a number one wide receiver, they get him a legitimate tight end. Like, just get those two things on offense. And the sky is the limit for freaking Bo Nix, in my opinion. People are still sitting here talking about Bo Nix like, oh, this is a stealing. No, it's not. Y'all said that Bo Nix wasn't going to make it in this league, that the Broncos were insane for taking him at 12. You know what? I've been watching sports talk shows all day. The majority of them, like I'd say probably about 90% of them are saying, yeah, Bo Nix is better than Caleb Williams at this particular point. Bo Nix is outplaying Caleb Williams. The only quarterback, rookie-wise, that's better than Bo Nix at this point is Jaden Daniels, and I'm sure we can all agree on that. I even say that. But Jaden Daniels is, great. He's playing phenomenal this year. But Bo Nix is number 2. And he was the 6th quarterback taken off the board. And he's doing this, by the way, mind you, yes, he has a top 5, top 3 defense in the league. That's cool. But Caleb Williams has Rome Odunze, he got Keenan Allen, he's got DJ Moore, he's got Cole Kmet, he's got Swift. He's got all these pieces on offense to be successful. Same with kind of like Jaden Daniels. He doesn't have as many weapons, but he's still got Terry McLaurin and that really, really good running back. I forgot his name. Not Bijan, that's the Falcons. I can't remember the Commanders starting running back's name. So if you know, let me know in the comments, please, guys. But anyway, Bo Nix is doing this with not really a whole lot of great running backs. Like, we're going to see what Audric Estime has. Javonte Williams is not RB1. Jaleel McLaughlin, he's a solid RB2 in my opinion. You have literally no tight end. And outside of Cortland Sutton, who, by the way, is just a solid number 2 receiver, you have no receivers. Marvin Mims, they've been playing great. Troy Franklin's been, not playing that great. I mean, they're getting better, but they're not playing that great. Devon Vele, honestly, is your second string wide receiver behind Cortland Sutton, in my opinion. Like, he's reliable. Like, he could be that next Tim Patrick, even though he's a 7th round pick. But with that said, Bo Nix is doing this stuff without help, a lot of help. He ain't got a tight end. I mean, Troutman, okay, he's okay, but he's not like a starting caliber tight end in the NFL. Cortland Sutton, solid number 2. He's not a number 1. Your second best receiver on the team is a rookie, a 7th round pick, mind you, and Devon Vele. And, your best running back at this point, honestly, is McLaughlin, an undrafted rookie or an undrafted player from last year. Like, Bo Nix is doing this with the less amount of talent on the roster than Caleb Williams. Like, imagine what this kid's going to do whenever he actually has an offense. Like, once he has a number 1 receiver, once he has a tight end that actually can, run routes and block and, catch the ball, this kid's going to freaking explode. Like, we're already seeing it now. We see the glimpses. We see what he's doing. He's improving every single week. And there's no way that the future ain't bright here and never. That is a silver lining for this team. And honestly, I think the defense is only going to get better next year too. The defense is already top 5, top 3 in the league. I believe once they get a actual good pass rusher, I mean, Jonathan Cooper's good, Nick Bonitto's good, don't get me wrong. But if they get an elite pass rusher, a guy that teams, like I said before, and I'll say it again, teams actually have to game plan for and know where he's at on the field at all times. You get a pass rusher like that, you get Bo Nix, a tight end, and a wide receiver 1, this team is going to be deadly. No one's going to want to play us. Nobody. And that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. And I said this yesterday, this was the thing I was saying yesterday, and actually I've said it in the past, that has given me hope. Especially this season, I guess you could say, has given me some hope that the Chiefs are not going to, keep winning this division. And I'm going to go to this point. Remember, for 20 years, the Patriots were just dominating. They were always having the 1 seed, in the playoffs. They were always making Super Bowls. They won a bunch of them. Why was that? Because their division, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bills, they were in utter chaos. Like, they were just garbage. Like, they were completely dysfunctional for years, 20 years. right at the end of Tom Brady's tenure with the Patriots is when really started seeing the you could say maybe the Dolphins, maybe the Bills really finally found their quarterback. They were still a few years away from actually finding out those were the guys, but that's when they finally started getting like the right head coach and maybe the right quarterback. So, but for 20 years, the Patriots feasted on a really bad dysfunctional division where teams could not get it right at coach or quarterback. The Chiefs ain't gonna yes, they already have 3 Super Bowls. I understand that, but they're not gonna have the same amount of dominance. Like they've been dominant for what 2019, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4. So 6 years they've been dominant. And even this year, they're not looking that good. Like they're barely winning these games by the skin of their teeth. The Eagles did this last year, and they got they went 10-1, and they were barely winning these games by the skin of their teeth, and they got humiliated. Now, yes, it's the Chiefs. They've proven their track record, their history has proven they can win Super Bowls, but eventually that magic's going to end, and I think it's going to end this year. Like honestly, I don't think the Chiefs defense is that good. They got carved up yesterday by a rookie quarterback with no weapons. Now people will take that and be like, "Oh, well, they were gassed from the week before because they had a Monday night game against the Bucks." And who cares? You're an NFL team. If you're supposed to be so good and so dominant, defense or offense, you should be able to deal with that and win these games. Like, yeah, they won, but they should not be just barely scraping by. They should be freaking, this. The point I'm trying to make here is that defense shouldn't have got carved up by a rookie, even being tired. It shouldn't have happened. They should have made both, like the reverse effect of what happened yesterday. That our defense made made Patrick Mahomes uncomfortable and uneasy in the pocket because we kept getting at him. The Chiefs' pass rush is a lot more dangerous than ours, in my opinion. Chris Jones, you got I forgot some of the other guys' names on the Chiefs pass rushing group, but they should have been making Bo Nix uncomfortable at least somewhat. They couldn't even do that. Bo Nix was just sitting there dicing them up last night. So I don't think this Chiefs defense is as good as it is. The Chiefs offense, they're not playing well. They really aren't. And I feel like come playoff time, that's gonna bite them. But with that said, like I said, Bo Nix, he's developing, he's getting better every week. Like the Chiefs ain't gonna have this cakewalk of the Chiefs are instantly just going to win the division. Like everybody, for like the last couple of years, that's what everybody says. Oh, the Chiefs are just easily going to win the AFC. The Broncos are dysfunctional. The Chargers are dysfunctional. The Raiders are dysfunctional. Which the Raiders, we can all agree on. They are dysfunctional. Like they don't know what the heck they're doing at head coach. They don't know what they're doing at GM. They don't know what they're doing at quarterback. And honestly, I think their owner is just an idiot. But the Chargers have Jim Harbaugh now with Justin Herbert. They're not charging as much as they used to. And that honestly scares me a little bit, but it just makes the division that much harder to win. So it's not with the Chargers in there, being as good as they are with Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh, that's not going to be easy for the Chiefs. And now the Broncos, Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback. Sean got his guy. Bo Nix is improving. He showed yesterday he can go toe-to-toe with a good defense. And he went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. He outdueled Patrick Mahomes yesterday. And Sean Payton. Like the Broncos finally have a structure. For years after Super Bowl 50, once, once our owner stepped down, okay, once Pat Bowlen stepped down because he got sick, this team had no leadership. They had no owner. They had no leadership. They had no guidance on this team for what I'd say probably about 7 years. They didn't have none, until the Walton Penner Group came along and bought the Broncos. Now, we know after Super Bowl 50, we won that. Of course, Pat Bowlen got sick. He couldn't run the team anymore. It was pretty much his kids owned the team, and Joe Ellis ran everything for the Broncos. Okay. And he's the biggest reason why the Broncos were in such bad shape for so many years. Like, we've talked about this in the past, and I will say it again. The Broncos, they were okay. They had a winning record in 2016 after they won the Super Bowl. 2017, that was the big year. That was the year everything changed for this team, in my opinion. Yes, Peyton Manning retired. Yes, after that, the defense, no fly zone kind of was starting to, go away. Players were leaving, retiring, going to other teams, whatever. But 2017 was the biggest point for this the turning point for this Broncos going downhill so drastically. And that was because Jonah Ellis, because of an old ass grudge, refused to let John Elway hire Kyle Shanahan. Like, all because of a stupid grudge. If we hire Kyle Shanahan in 2017, guess what? We're probably not bad. We probably would have had our quarterback in 2017. We probably would have had, maybe we didn't have owners, but we would have had structure. Elway and Shanahan together, I believe, would have created that structure here in Denver. Maybe we still, maybe the Chiefs still come along and they're still dominating, not dominating, but they're still winning the division because they have better structure. But at least the Broncos would have had structure and that would have kept us competitive in those years. So pretty much from 2017, when we didn't hire Kyle, all the way up until 2022, which is like, what is that, 6 years? Like, you can talk about the 2016 season, like after the year we won the Super Bowl, like we were at least still competitive. We had Gary Kubiak. We still went, what was it? I can't remember off the top of my head, like 9-8 or something like that. We went right around there. We went above 500. After that year, Gary Kubiak stepped down. We should have hired Kyle, but we didn't. We went with Vance Joseph for 2 years, then Vic Fangio for 3. Then you hire Hackett, and it was just a crap show. We couldn't draft. No good free agents wanted to come here. We couldn't find the quarterback. But once we got that ownership in place, with the Walton Penner Group, they came in. Hackett got hired before they came in and took over the team. They came in. Hackett was just downright awful. They fired him before the season was even over. And they go out and they make a big splash play. Now, a lot of people at the time were like, the Broncos ain't going to get Sean Payton. And whenever we did get him, whenever we traded for him and we paid him, $17 million a year. I remember Shannon Sharp saying this. $17 million a year is really going to make a difference. Oh, Sean's just coming here for a paycheck. No, he didn't. Within 2 years, Sean Payton came in. He changed the culture. He got rid of that bum Russell Wilson. And he went out and got his guy. And now it's looking like the smartest decision the Broncos ownership group ever made. Well, they've only been in control for the team for 2 years. But that was the smartest thing they did was fire Hackett, hire Sean, let Sean get rid of Russ, and go out and get his own guy. We got the guy of the future. There's no more denying the fact that Bo Nix is the future of the team. And that's all thanks to the Walton Penner Group finally coming in, giving this organization some kind of, direction, some kind of leadership at the top to where they're like, you know what? Yeah, we bought this. We didn't come here to buy this to, have it be like, hey, we own the Broncos. They came here and bought this because they want to win. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are putting their money where their mouths are. Come on. Last year at this time, the Broncos were in the playoff hunt, but we all had our speculations about Russ. The whole thing with the Russell Wilson and the Broncos threatening to bench him if he didn't take a pay cut, and then we bench him the last 2 games of the year. We're like, okay, after that Patriots game, we lost and we're like, okay, we're out of the playoffs. Like, we knew we were going to get a new quarterback, but we never thought that it was going to be like this. We thought, okay, we get a rookie quarterback. It might take a year, maybe 2, maybe 3 before he actually becomes that guy. Bo Nix has already proven to be that guy. We're barely halfway through the season. Bo Nix has already proven to be that guy. And Sean Payton did all this. The Walton Penner Group did all this. They're the ones that fired Hackett, brought Sean Payton in, let him run the team. He changed the culture. He got rid of Russ, and he got his guy, and it's looking like $1 million hire. Because now, starting next year, when we actually have cap space and we can, go out and get players to help Bo Nix, this team is going to be lethal. And I'm super excited, man. I really am. Like, that's the things that you can take away from this team. A couple years ago, Broncos country was in despair. We were sad. Like, we're like, oh my God, where we go? Like I said, 2 years ago, we fired Hackett on Christmas Day, and we had that Russell Wilson contract. Everybody's looking around like, oh my God, what are we going to do? This team has no direction. This team had like, what are we gonna do? No coach, no good coach is gonna want to take this job with the Russell Wilson contract. Nobody. And here we are, 2 years later. Got a Super Bowl winning head coach in Sean Payton, has changed the culture, got his guy, and the Broncos are sitting at the 7th seed right now with, I wouldn't say a complete easy schedule coming up, but a very good schedule to where the Broncos can very easily, over these, I'd say next, 7 games that they have left, can very easily go 6-1 in that stretch, maybe 5-2, and go 10-7 or 11-6. Like 2 years ago, this never would have even been thought of. 2 years ago, we were thinking, oh God, who's going to take this job with Russell Wilson? And now here we are, sitting at the 7th seed for the playoffs, have our head coach, have our rookie quarterback for the future. And it very possibly could go, like I said, 6-1 in these next 7 games and make the playoffs. And then next year we can be even more dominant by just putting pieces on this roster, putting pieces around Bo Nix. So that's the silver lining we can look for now. 2 years ago, we were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Now we're in the playoff hunt with a rookie quarterback that is our future. That is the guy for this team, with the head coach and with owners that know what the heck they're doing. So I don't know, man. I'm excited. You guys should be too. The Broncos, I will say again, they should have won that game yesterday. They should have. They had it won. The Chiefs are not that good, in my opinion. They're not. Their defense, their offense is not that good. They are very beatable. We beat them yesterday, but it just came down to luck. The Chiefs got lucky yet again. They got a blocked field goal. So, but anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe on this video. Also hit the bell notification so you can be reminded when we go live. Me and Muhammad, like I said, every Sunday, me and him go live after the game. This week we got the Falcons. Me and Muhammad will be doing our prediction video here sometime later in the week. And when that happens, please join in. We got a lot of freaking views on last week's prediction video against the Chiefs. Even though I said we were going to lose, still had a lot of views on that video. But like I said, come in Sunday, join us. And even, I think it's going to be either Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to do the prediction video. Come in and join us then and, give us your guys' predictions too. So, but for now, I'm going to jump off here, guys. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.